All right, episode 2 of the Bentley A&A Cricket Show for episode 2, season 2009-2010. Anyway, it must be just getting up and down business. But anyway, Long Year Shield. As we mentioned before, Bentley A&A lost to East Sandringham. We spoke about that before. In other games, Carnegie South played Elwood, and Carnegie South made 135 with Scotty Hanley, the veteran there, making 37. They defended that score, rolling Elwood for 108 with Nathan Harris top scoring with 38 and Halston taking 3 for 37.
Obviously, with Hanno leaving, you know, the runs are going to be hard to come by at Elwood. If Nathan and Marshall don't get good starts and get good runs in the games, obviously they're going to have to work hard through the middle order. But you know, speaking to the coach Graham Finn, obviously they had a few players out, but they're looking to blood their young guys through this year. But look, Carnegie, it's probably their first win for first round since they've come into Long Year Shield. So again, they're going to have their backs up, and yeah, I'm sure they'll be quite a handful on their ground because it is a very slow ground, and the pitch, you know, does hold up a bit for the what we play on for synthetics. So 135, I'd say probably 150, 160 is a pass score at Lords. So yeah, that's what we'll be trying to do. It should be a good game.
Yeah, with Bentley A&A playing Carnegie South this weekend. Brighton Union played Amiga, and they rolled Amiga all out for 82 with Stuart Bell, the off spinner, taking 4 for 17. Brighton Union passing one down with Gregory making 40 not out. So convincing win for Union.
Well, it's good to see a team made a lower score than us, but yeah, I think Brighton Union, I think they could almost be flag favourites. I think they could be flag favourites this year. I think just from our game, Brendan Bennett didn't bowl. I think his groin's still not right. So I just think they've got a good mix. They've got obviously the new quick bowler in Veach,
Michael's brother.
2 for 11 off his 9 overs. Cove, and then they've got the left armour in Bell, and obviously they've got a few other medium bowlers, Kingy and a couple of other guys. So I think they've got great depth. You know, obviously we said with the loss of Con, they're going to need to find a couple of X factors, and I think they've done that. And they've really recruited well. So don't be surprised if they're sitting above the ladder at the end of the year.
Okay. Kingston Heath played their first game in Long Year Shield against Washington Park. Bit of an initiation for the young boys at Kingston Heath, being all out for 102 with, I guess, Tony DeLutis again chiming in with 3 for 15, and Washington Park passing quite easily, only 3 wickets down with Craig Naidoo just belting them, making 72 not out.
I think obviously the preparation for Kingston Heath, they would have really pumped this game up as their first game. I'm sure there would have been a lot of talk in the rooms before it. To come out and make 102 obviously is disappointing for them, and Craig just would have picked them off like flies. So sometimes you need a good clip first round like we have to maybe reassess things and try and get the year back up on track. But look, I don't know too much about Kingston Heath because they come up from Wilnow Shield, but Washington Park, they've got a couple of new players again, and I think Matheson's back, the left armour from a couple of years ago, who played under 17s for Victoria, and I think he was at St Kilda. So him back in adds a bit more depth. So yeah, they're going to be very competitive with obviously Nadeau and Finney and a couple other guys there as well.
I think Chris Gorry's playing in C grade as well.
I think he was playing, that last year. So I think maybe it's time for, his time's come. But Tony DeLutis, the big fella, he probably scared him with his height and muscle and brawn, and so 3 for 15. Obviously, took all the early wickets, which got him behind the 8 ball.
What I can say about Kingston Heath, having played against them several times over the last few years in Wilnow Shield. They've got their youth program finally coming to the fore, where a lot of young kids are playing for Kingston Heath now. In Wilnow Shield, they're very talented and confident to play their natural game, and it got them to winning a premiership. They will be, I guess, under the pump a lot more in Long Year Shield, and that's quite obvious. But if they can hold on and win maybe 2 or 3 games against some of the lesser teams in Long Year Shield and just hang in there, I think we'll see a lot of good things from them in the future. But at this point in time, this is I guess probably a pretty crucial season for them to make sure that they hold in there. Moving on, LePage Park played Bentley Uniting, and LePage made 4 for 139. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit short as Bentley Uniting passed them 3 wickets down for 140 with some youth at the top of the order for Bentley Uniting. Alex Zaya making 32, and Tommy Backman, who had a stellar year a couple of years ago, making 60 not out. So he's back in top form. Anything to say on Bentley Uniting?
Oh, look, I think if you have a look at their top 5 bats for this game, they're probably all at 16 to 18. So they're backing their kids, which is good, and they're obviously very talented. And I think their seconds won C grade last year, so they're used to success. But yeah, you match that with guys like Surridge and Damien Britt, they're going to be very competitive. They'll be very competitive. And LePage Park, I think they probably had a better year than what we all thought last year. They've got a couple of good bats, so you know, I think it will.
Kosnick and obviously McConkey as well.
Yeah, so again, I think it will be a very competitive year. I don't think there'll be any easy games to be had by any team.
And the final game, West Bentley, who were the ones with the big recruit being Pathitos, they just had a walk in the park. They made 8 for 181 with Sean Holmes making 75, and then they rolled Mackie for 120 with Mark Chopper Reid taking 5 for 25.
Well, he's continued on his rich vein of form from last year in the final series, hasn't he? So they're going to be very competitive, West Bentley, especially when you throw Compathitos in there. I don't think Damien played. Damien Holmes didn't play. Anton Reid.
He played against our fourths, I think, but only batted at 10, so he didn't do anything. But,
okay.
Yeah.
And the other Reid, the quick Reid, Anton. So whether he plays, you know, a couple of games a year, I think that's what's going to happen. So they're going to be very competitive, and obviously they rolled Mackie for 120, which generally Mackie usually do fairly well in the one days. It's fair to say. So yeah, it's
the loss of Bott with their bowling.
Well, I don't know if Bott ran amok in the twos or in Woolnow Shield. So yeah, for 8 for 181, it was the highest score on the day out of all the other games. So yeah, they're going to be very hard to beat.
All right, so as we mentioned, A&A versus Carnegie South at Lords Reserve this Saturday. So good luck to them as well as all the other teams.
And then let's hope Hightower's there to pull on the whites.
Big Satish, yeah, that's right. He'll enjoy a few beers after the game as well. All right, thanks again for that.
Thank you.